clients out there. Thank you, Becky, for having me today. I hope I can answer a lot of questions that you have about permanent makeup.
So what are the different types of cosmetic tattooing that can be done?
Okay, so there are different techniques that are used today with permanent makeup. You get a microblading, which a lot of people know a lot about today. Microblading is a little blade that we use, and we dip the blade into ink, and what we do, we actually make hair stroke kind of little incisions into the skin. It's a good technique to have if you are scared to have something that's permanent. Microblading is a good first step to permanent makeup because it doesn't last as long as having a procedure done with a nano machine. Okay, a nano machine is basically a digital machine that we use little needles to actually do the permanent makeup. So we get different sizes of needles depending on what we want to do. So if we wanted to do an eyeliner, we would use a smaller needle. A smaller needle would give you a crisp line. If you wanted to do powdered eyebrows, which is more of a natural look, you would use a 5-pointer, which is a 5 little needles put together. So when they deposit the ink, it disperses and makes a powder effect. That is my favorite to do, as it's a more natural look, and that's what we want. I believe permanent makeup should be highlighting your own natural beauty and not looking artificial or hard on the skin.
And so what's the difference, say, between like the nano tattooing to like a tattoo on someone's arm?
Okay.
What's the difference there?
So the difference are the needles. Even though, in saying this, I've done for many years tattooing with a coil needle, which is the same as when you go to have a tattoo. Obviously, with the permanent makeup has really grown in 17 years, from anesthetic to pigments that we use to the needles. So a machine that we use for permanent makeup is, I wouldn't say painless, but very comfortable for the client to...
I can vouch for that, yes.
Yeah.
I've had my eyebrows done by Patricia, and I didn't find it painful at all.
Yeah. So a nano machine is the best machine to use. There is no trauma that happens with the skin with a nano machine, and we are depositing the actual pigment deep into the dermis so that your result is actually there for a long time. So I can guarantee you 5-6 years of having a treatment with this technique. Where microblading is, you can't slice the skin, excuse me by saying that, too deep into the skin, or else you'll cause keloiding or you'll bleed, and that's not very nice. So we need to do it superficially, and in saying that again, the pigment doesn't last as long, because obviously with exfoliation, the skin cells come to the surface of the skin and it eventually fades away a lot quicker.
So using that, you can go a lot deeper.
Yes, so using this we go a little bit a lot more deeper, and it's amazing because the machine can determine how deep you go, so it's so much easier for me. This is amazing. I use a Novell nano machine, which is one of the top, and I vouch for it. I've made a lot of happy clients with this machine, and yes, that's...
And so what areas do you treat?
Okay. So the main areas I treat are obviously eyebrows, eyeliners, top and bottom. We do wing eyeliners, and we also can do eyeshadows.
Eyeshadows?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Onto your eyeliner. So that is that's a new technique that we've learned about 2 years ago. And then obviously we get your lip liners, your ombre lips, your full lips, and that obviously determines to the client or what they want for their lips. So your full lips are for people that are used to wearing lipsticks and they don't want to carry on putting lipstick all day. So that is a good way of being able to have lipstick throughout the day. We also get lip liners lip liners, a lot of time when you get older, your lip liner starts fading away into the skin. So the lip liner, it's an amazing treatment also to try and plump up the lip, make it look like you've got a bigger lip. And that's why my treatment I do, mainly for the lips, are ombres, because everyone wants a little bit of plump in their lips. And your ombre lips is basically me shading your lips to make it look volumized. So you'll see that on the outer will be darker, and going in it will be lighter, so it gives up that voluptuous look that everyone wants for their lips. I was one of the first in South Africa to actually do this course with Premier Makeup. It's an international known company. Still today they are active and they sell their products. I have moved on though. Within the 17 years I've done a lot of courses and only received my master's 2 years ago for permanent makeup.
Well done.
Thank you. And in the time that I've had with permanent makeup, there's a lot of products that come out, and I have really enjoyed Biotech, which is this little product over here, and Novell, which is the machine that I use. Their pigments are amazing and they last so much. So that is what I use.
Great. And so when someone has their tattooing done, what do they need to do after to look after it, their home care and things?
Okay, perfect. So your home care would be basically the first day to absolutely do nothing but rinse the area treated that we've just tattooed on. The reason why I say that is because your body will produce lymphatics, okay, in the areas. So when you cut yourself, you'll see that usually blood comes out and then like a little see-through substance,
Plasma,
which is the plasma. And what happens is that causes a scab. So we don't want that. We don't want the scab to form on the eyebrows or the lips or the eyeliner. So what you need to do for the first 24 hours is rinse with warm water and make sure that plasma gets washed away. And then after about the next day, I will give you something to put onto your area that has been tattooed, and you will just continue for 3 days applying thickly this Vaseline, and after that you'll see that you'll peel gradually and you won't even notice that it's coming off. There's one thing that I'd like to say to the clients or to all the ladies watching. Permanent makeup has got stages that you go through. So when you come in for your treatment, it's very overwhelming because it is so dark as you had it done, and some people will be besides themselves and what have I done? Yes, you do look like that when you first had it, but you will get used to the darkness. When the scab starts coming off, you'll see that the pigment will be 50% lighter. I always start with a lighter shade on you, and it's very important that you come in for your touch-up so that we can reinforce the color I've done on you is perfect. If there's any little places that we need to adjust, we can. And we can also then determine how dark you want to go for your
So you could
touch-up.
go a bit darker if you wanted, or put a lighter colour on if you
So
wanted.
Vicky, I always say to the clients, rather go lighter at first and get used to it, and then with your touch-up, go darker. Because you can never go backwards, but you can always go darker with your permanent makeup.
Right. Oh, interesting.
So yeah, it's an amazing treatment to have, especially for ladies that have lost eyebrows, that have lost eyelashes. Having just a little thin line there makes such a big difference. People that are very fair, eyebrows are Becky, your eyebrows are
They frame your face.
They frame your face.
Yeah.
They're everything. So the first thing you see is someone's eyebrows. So yes, I hope to be seeing you, and if there's anything else that you need to know, please let us know. I will always get back to you. I will answer all your questions that are needed to make you comfortable with this treatment and confident to come to me.
Lovely. And so just one more question. How long does it take for a treatment to be done in salon?
So you can come in for your consultation. I usually say, everyone says to me, should I come for a consultation only? Yes, you can, but people that are looking into doing permanent makeup have already made the decisions to come and do it. Yes, they are scared. So we do a consultation prior your treatment, especially when your anesthetic is on. We've got to sit there for 30 minutes. So we discuss colour, we discuss what we're wanting, and just to remind you, when you do eyebrows, I do not do anything until you are happy with the shape. Then we proceed with pigment. So in that time, you've got all the time to tell me, look, I don't like this, I'm scared, I don't want to do it. You've got all of that.
And so in that time, you're shaping the shape you believe you're going to have.
Yeah. So you've got your 30 minutes of anesthetic, which is a cream-based anesthetic. It's a topical anesthetic. So we apply that on the area and we wait 30 minutes. There are people that anesthetics don't work as fast as others, so we might have to determine where you're at, and then I will decide if we should have another 10 minutes or if we can proceed. When I see that there is absolutely your skin is numb, what we do, I do the measurements. From what you've told me, I usually do what I feel, and then I'll let you see it.
With a normal pen.
With a normal pen. So the pen is a normal, actually it looks very dark when we draw the eyebrows in. It's one of these pens, it's a special pen. So we draw it with that, and then as soon as you're happy with it, we proceed. Same with the lips. So I would say that the whole treatment would be about an hour and a half. That's included with your aftercare. I do give you an aftercare instruction to take home with you, and I'm available if you need any questions after that as well.
Great. Well, thanks, Patricia. I hope that's all answers a lot of questions for any of you out there, and so now you're aware that this service is available in Immerse by an absolute professional, and we look forward to seeing you in salon sometime for a new set of brows or lips or eyeliner or whatever it is that you want. And I personally can vouch for Patricia. As I mentioned, she did my eyebrows.
Thank you for watching. I hope I've targeted everything that you would like to know, and I hope to see you soon. And thank you, Becky, for allowing me to come here and be able to do this treatment for your clients. Thank you.
Lovely, you're welcome. All right, see you later.
Bye.